thought I would record this so I can do a video on it, actually. So I am waiting for the student loan department to call me. Here's what I emailed him. They accidentally carbon copied me in on an internal email. The director of the student loan department, because they've been working on this file for a really long time now, like 3 years. And I was like, oh, look, a third director. And I told him to schedule a call with me. I'm not asking. I have no more patients left. There have been multiple human rights violations against me by your office since I started school. Since your loan department started to really mess up in 2018, I ended up homeless, living out of my car. There have been 3 different directors in your chair, and 2 different federal ministers of training, on top of tons of letters, declines, and complete neglect. I'm not asking. You will either answer to me on a phone call, or you will answer the questions and why you ignore my requests on the stand. And he booked me a phone call for today with the team lead that's dealing with my case for 2 p.m. So we'll see how that goes. I just cleaned up my garden this morning. And I finally got a court date for my landlord. It's quite amazing. So I feel like I can finally breathe because I can finally tell somebody what's been going on in the system and have an encounter sue her. So I'm sure there'll be like lots of issues with that. I wonder if he'll be like right on the dot time-wise. Hey Google, turn on amber lights. Right, no caller ID. Hello?
Yeah, good afternoon. Could I speak with Aaron O'Neill, please?
Speaking. Hi, Chris. How are you?
Yeah, I'm very good, Aaron. Pleasure to reach you. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to chat with you today. Before I discuss anything further with you, though, I'm sure you're quite familiar that I do need to validate your identity over the phone. Are you okay with that?
I'm okay with that.
Okay, perfect. Could you please provide me with your social insurance number?
533-486-940.
Okay, perfect. And your date of birth, please, Aaron.
5585. Did you
I'm sorry.
Did you get that? Okay,
so
good.
I'm calling to speak with you, to try to understand.
So the reason
I understand where you're coming from because I've studied your file. I'm familiar with your file. But if there are things that you want to discuss or bring up, I'm here to listen to what you have to say.
Great.
And then also present to you, I guess, what we can do in the realm of the program and our acts and regulations and so forth.
Yeah, that's fine. I've heard it all before now. I just asked that question because this has been going on since like 2018, 2019. And there's been a lot of different people that I've had to deal with. And so I just want to know, what time did you get involved? Was it when Michaela, were you already working on the file when I talked to Michaela back in October? Or, are you aware of that conversation that I had with Michaela?
So if I can explain the Kenneth Student Loans Program, we have a contact center with whom you've been in touch. And we also have a ministerial correspondence and escalated cases unit, where I am the team lead for ministerial correspondence and escalated cases. So I am familiar with your file in terms of what has come to us in ministerial correspondence and escalated cases. And I've, of course, gone through the case history of your file, which would include interactions that you've had with our contact center.
That go back all the way to when I was losing my house and was trying to kill myself, and you guys called the police on me? You have that too?
So I have to be
like, how much do you know?
There's a lot of detail in your file, Aaron, and I honestly, as much as I try to retain things, I haven't retained everything.
Okay.
In terms of what's going on, I've reviewed things you've written to us and exchanged with us, things you've sent to our Prime Minister Trudeau. I've tried as much as possible to understand where you're coming from, and I have a great respect and I guess sympathy and empathy for what you have lived and are living. I just want to come out and say that.
Okay. Do you think I should have to pay for this loan after everything that you've done to me?
I can't
personally.
What we've done to you, I guess, where the program comes from, we have, and
it's a simple question, yes or no.
Beg your pardon?
Yes or no. I don't need no long-winded answer. Yes or no. Do you think, based off of what's happened to me and based off what you know, on whether or not I should pay back this loan? Because I'm not, first of all. I will never pay you guys a single cent. Ever. I'm actually looking for compensation. I'm actually suing you for everything that's happened to me. Are you aware of those lawsuits?
From what you've communicated with us.
Okay. Are you aware of my class and the difficulty in pursuing university degrees?
Aware of your class?
Yeah. Don't play stupid. What? Are you aware of my class in society?
Look, I'm not playing stupid.
Are you aware of my class in society? Yes or no?
Oh, a societal class?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I didn't know what you were talking about in terms of class. So
classism.
I don't like to make assumptions, Aaron,
okay.
to be quite honest with you, because it always ends up in misunderstandings.
Well, I'm autistic, so I'm really heated up about this whole thing, and this whole thing is extremely traumatizing for me. And, I don't even have a caseworker or anybody that can handle this for me. And I've had to deal with this for 3 years. And I've been the only advocate for myself this entire time. And this is like the first conversation I've been able to really have someone that, and so, yeah, it's really frustrating. Now, I'll ask the question again. Within my class in the society, are you aware of the difficulty for people like me in pursuing a university degree?
I can imagine, yes, that it is a challenge.
Good. And are you aware of the graduation rate for people with autism and the difficulties in employment after?
I'm not directly familiar with those statistics, to be quite honest with you, Aaron.
I sent them in, so you should.
I would like to ask you a question, though, on this subject. Are you looking to pursue additional education? Am I understanding?
Not in Canada.
Yes, or
not in Canada.
Not in Canada.
I would never touch this place again, and I'm suing you guys until there's free education across the system, until you guys have no job. That's my goal. So, I don't think you quite understand, the severity of what your negligence, and I'm speaking to you as a department, okay, towards people and I worked for the Canadian Student Loans, I was trained for collections at a law firm back when I was 21. I turned it down because basically all you had to do was go into your minister and ask them to lay off, and they'll contact you and they will have to work out whatever they have left. And it wasn't a profitable scenario for me, so I stayed with CIBC Collections. And but I was trained on everything, and I worked with people that had to deal with all of that. Now, today's government's a bit different. We have a very psychopathic situation right now where people can't associate to the feelings of others and just make decisions for others, and really cutthroat decisions, and ignore people and threaten people. I've been threatened by your office after I was told that it was going to be taken from collections during Christmas. Like, I literally got letters stamped by Christmas and New Year's Eve. Like, I lost my dog on New Year's Eve. I had a family. Like, it was already really traumatizing enough to deal with Christmas, and then here you are threatening me, telling me you're going to send my thing to CRA, doing this, doing that, all the same bullshit I've heard before, and you're not going to do a fucking thing. Thank you very much.
So these are letters, I guess, from the National Student Loan Service Center?
I don't care. Michaela said it was going to stop. These letters I've been getting since I ended up in my car. I actually had to threaten you guys with a lawsuit in June 2019 while I was living in my car, and I told you I had no money. I was literally sleeping at the bathhouse for like a couple months. Like, you have no idea. And you finally stopped harassing me in June 2019. And as soon as I won a lawsuit with my insurance company, for a lot of other reasons, you guys started harassing me again. And I'm not paying you. And that money, I didn't even get enough money. That's a whole nother problem. But I am coming for you. And the only reason why this has been going on for so long is because you guys completely closed down for the lockdown. Do you know other countries? I'm very, very well connected with people who are in different countries who work in the public system. Like, all the courts were still going, all the services were still going. They didn't lose 10,000 businesses. 10,000 restaurants. Like, it's a joke here, okay? And you guys are going to have to be accountable for this negligence. You can't just shut off people and start threatening them and just expect that automated letters are enough work for you. Like, you cannot be sending automated letters around Christmas anyway. Like, what the hell is that? Threatening people around Christmas? Like, are you guys psychopaths? Answer me that. Do you think it's acceptable during a lockdown to be threatening people with $13,000, $15,000, $28,000? Is that acceptable?
These letters are
yes or no?
Not threatening.
Yes or no? Do you want me to read it to you? I kept them all. I have the date stamp too, and it's disgusting. Is it acceptable?
The National Student Loan
yes or no?
Center, it's not. I'm sorry, I can't answer you.
Why not?
Because there's a.
Do you have a heart?
Pardon?
Do you have a heart?
Of course.
Answer from the heart, then.
I have to explain to you.
I don't need an explanation. It's a yes or no. You can look inside your heart and ask me if it's acceptable to do what you guys are doing to students during a lockdown. Yes or no?
We have been fully operational during the lockdown.
Okay, and threatening people.
We did not shut down.
And threatening people. Okay, where's the work then? Why aren't you guys dealing with this? Like, who the hell is working on my file? Do you want to listen to the conversation that I recorded with Michaela? And I'm recording this conversation too. I record all of them, so that I don't have to repeat myself.
Just to be straight with you, Aaron, I have to say that I don't authorize you to record this conversation.
Guess what? You don't have that right because I've already checked with the government, and you can check with your supervisor. Because you're a public worker, it is public.
However,
get that straight.
I do have the right to make a statement.
Well, then get your boss on the line, and I'll have to talk with him, and I'll tell him that this is how you think you can manipulate the situation.
I'm not manipulating.
You don't have a choice. You're a public worker. Get with it. Check your fucking rules. You can't even tell me I can't record it. You can't. So let's go back to these questions that you don't know how to answer. Okay, the most important questions you don't know how to answer. So let's get to the main point here, because I don't think this is going anywhere, and I'm going to have to escalate this, and we're going to have to talk to your director, because that's really who this problem is with. And I don't know how you think you have a handle over my file